slapped in the face by his wife, his much older wife.
President Macron
who used to be his teacher,
had to play down an incident in which his wife appeared to push him in the face. The couple were arriving in Vietnam for a tour of Southeast Asia. As you can see from these pictures here, Mr. Macron said that he and his wife Brigitte were just horsing around, suggesting the incident had been overblown as some sort of geoplanetary catastrophe. All right, let's bring in our Europe correspondent, Adam Parsons, for more on this. Adam, look, it is great to have you
here. Here's our specialist on Macron's weird-ass relationship with his wife, who used to be his teacher. Like what kind of expertise is this guy going to apply here? Like, yes, as someone who has been a close follower of the wife slapping, I think that what happened here with Macron is it is just normal. In France, we just slap the wife and the wife slaps back. This is normal.
And despite the sort of hyperbolic language they're used by Macron to play this down, that footage is going to be played on repeat until we hear from him again.
It probably will be. Yeah, I mean, social media is one of those places where Emmanuel Macron pops up every now and then because there are a lot of haters out there who really, really don't like him and seize on every opportunity to portray him as either an idiot or a villain or some sort of ne'er-do-well. So previously...
I mean, he's all of those things, for the record. He is all of those things. Of course, it's, I mean, people will sometimes whip themselves up into a frenzy and, like, believe dumb shit. Like, oh, he was doing cocaine because he had, like, a napkin in front of him that he thought looked gross and, like, hid from the field of vision of cameras. Like, the idea that all of those nerds, those lame-ass nerds, were sitting around and just ripping lines of coke before the media was allowed to enter the room is so funny. Like, you're giving them so much credit, dude. No, they're not doing cocaine. Like, Keir Starmer is not doing cocaine alongside Macron, okay? Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because that was the last round of people. That was the last round of, like, coverage where people were just, like, saying insane shit. Yeah, they're doing Brat Summer.
We've had a suggestion that Emmanuel Macron brought a bag of cocaine into a meeting of EU leaders. We've had the suggestion that he had a secret handshake with the Turkish President Erdogan.
That wasn't a secret handshake. It was just Erdogan asserting dominance by holding Macron's pinky. Like, Macron was trying to place his hand on Erdogan, and Erdogan, being the strong man, grabbed Macron's pinky and held onto it tight.
And now, well, whatever this is. Now, obviously, there was some kind of something that happened between Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte as they arrived in Vietnam. Beyond that, there's not an awful lot that we can say for sure. She pushes him in the face. Is that because she's angry? Is that because she is, I don't know, trying to take an eyelash out of his face? Then as they come down the stairs, certainly she seems as if she's not very happy about something. He extends his arm as if to offer her support, and she ignores that and comes straight down. But whether or not this is a Titanic event, or whether this is simply...
Dude, if it's not a Titanic incident, why are you guys analyzing it as though it is? Analyze as a parasocial fan, please. Okay, Emmanuel Macron is into kinky sex. And part of that kinky sex is he likes being dommed in public. And usually he likes to teeter along the edges of, like, right before the door opens, for example. He's like, yes, please, please eat me on the face. Eat me on the face. I love it. I love it. I will come. I will come. I love to do le voyeurism. Right? And then his wife was like, "Oh, of course, I would love to do le voyeurism with you, Macron. I will the slap. I will do the slap now. Le slap." Okay. And then he's like, "Oh, wait. Oh, no, sacre bleu. They caught me getting le slap." That's what happened. How could anyone try to ban me, dude? I'm a serious political commentator. Also, they're French. So nothing I've said so far is all that far-fetched. Okay? Nothing I've said thus far is even remotely far-fetched. It is probably the most likely scenario. They are French. That's all I'm going to say on it.
Two long married people who are having some kind of tiff, well, one imagines it's more likely to be option two. I think in a sense, possibly more interesting than the event is that sort of knock on. As you said, this will be played again and again. There are already, I've seen social media accounts examining this frame by frame. Did she assault?
This seems like credits to you, but in EU, especially Eastern, this is part of very targeted Russian propaganda towards boomers, Gen X, and older millennials. Cocaine and weed are so demonized in their brain. This works immensely well in favor of anti-Western sentiment. Yeah, I know. I understand that. I think it's our parents' brains are getting fried at an alarming rate. The kind of sex the French find kinky is missionary. I don't know what you mean by that. Are you saying that it's because they never do missionary, they only do other stuff? Guys, look up how Macron met his wife, okay? I need you to understand, okay? Someone has to be le pédophile in every relationship, okay? Otherwise, it's not ordained. Someone must be le pédophile, either the women's or the man. But one person needs to be le pédophile. This is how it happens.
Him? Is she furious with him? What is this shun? What is this cold shoulder? There have been any number of ludicrous, frankly, conspiracy theories about Brigitte Macron over the years. And so, in a sense, what does Emmanuel Macron do when confronted this? Well, he probably does what he did, which is to laugh it off, to say that this is the latest in a number of conspiracy theories, to say that it has been utterly overblown. But one thing that it will inevitably lead to is more investigation, certainly by those.
Macron got too old for her, I think. Adults in France date 15-year-olds as a half French person. Things that you would consider to be le pédophilia are totally, I guess, a normal part of daily existence for le French. How Emmanuel Macron's parents discovered their son was dating his 40-year-old teacher. New biography reveals shocked reaction to le président's illicit teenage affair with a woman who would become his wife. A new biography of French President Emmanuel Macron has revealed his parents' shock when they discovered their 16-year-old son was having an affair with his married teacher. Much has been made of the fact that the centrist Macron is married to Brigitte Tourneur, a woman 24 years his senior. He met as a 15-year-old schoolboy when she was le teacher at La Providence, a private school in Amiens, northern France. That is right. He was 15 and she was 40. I thought you were just joking because of the age gap. No, I wasn't. Yeah. She had 3 kids. One of them was his classmate in high school. Very nice. Oui. Very nice. Oui. Writer Anne Fulda, who penned the book Emmanuel Macron, A Perfect Young Man. A perfect young man. She wrote the biography to show how normal he was, and then the rest of the world heard about it and was like, "This is not normal." What do you mean? This is not normal? What are you saying? He is 15. He is 15, and she is 40. which means it is not normal because she was not older. That's why it's not normal. They were like, this is the most normal. This is the most normal age gap relationship as opposed to an abnormal one. You know, they're saying it's a normal age gap because he was 15. If he was like 18, then it would be abnormal. The schoolboy's parents had believed their son was dating his teacher's daughter, Lawrence, until the truth came out through a family friend. Shocked at the illicit affair, the Macrons removed the intellectually gifted teenager from the school. His mother, François No Macron, told Miss Fulda, "We just couldn't believe it. What is clear is that when Macron met Brigitte, we could not just say, 'That is great.'" But she added, "What mattered to me was not the fact that he was having a relationship with Brigitte, but that he was alive and there weren't any problems." Realizing the affair would not be a passing phase, she is said to have told the teacher, "Don't you see? You've had your life, but he won't have children with you." His father, Jean-Michel Macron, revealed he almost le fell over chair when he learned about his son's lover. When Emmanuel met Brigitte, we certainly did not say, "How wonderful!" Galdi Jimenez. Your post-Mélenchon honeymoon with France is already over, I see. Listen. There was a whole media campaign orchestrated by their billionaire media friends to hide it from the public and pretend he was 18. By the way, he wasn't 15 yet. He was still 14. Oh, sacre bleu. Oh, mon Dieu. It was 14. Okay, this is perfect age gap relationship. It is not la pédophile. It is normal part of existence. They talked about you on French TV to dogpile on La France Insoumise? No way. They were like, La France Insoumise is very radical. They are very radical. They think that the Muslim French want to do Islamo-gauchisme. I love le wokisme, le Islamo-gauchisme. I am le factor of Islamo-gauchisme. Anyway, yeah, that's the Macron story. I'm glad you are now more knowledgeable on the comings and goings of le pédophile.
Within, I guess, particularly the French media, who are antagonistic towards the president, into exactly what happened aboard the presidential plane before it touched down